Grinding all my life, sacrifice, hustle paid the price, want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life, look, all my life, been grinding all my life, sacrifice, hustle paid the price, want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life, look. I ain't choose the game chose me, I'm a champion, I need some trophies.
This would definitely be a trio to be reckoned with.
LeBron James delivering AD dynamite.
Westbrook, he just doesn't stop.
I'm a champion, I need some trophies.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Ball Don't Lie podcast. This is your boy Dexter, your host, the one and only. Welcome back to another show. So I hope you're having a great summer so far. NBA season just ended. Giannis became a champ, right? And then now we're like stuck in that gray area. A lot of things just happened over the course of a week, right? We heard about rumors about where this player is going to go, if he's going to sign over here. The NBA draft just popped off. Cade Cunningham went to the Detroit Pistons, right? Jalen Green went to the Rockets, right? And it's just, there's so much stuff that's brewing. That's why the NBA is probably the most lit off season compared to any sport in the world, not just America. It tops off any sport. If you guys want to challenge me to that, go ahead, because basketball is 365 days a year. On or off. If the season's on, it's lit. If it's off, it's lit. So stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff to get into. And I've been gone for about a few weeks, but man, it's about to be crazy in August. But man, we're going to speak about that for a second. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. Every time you guys watch this video, I'll appreciate if you guys can give thumbs up because it helps out a lot. It really does. I always say that in every single video, but it does push the content to the top. It helps our video surface to the top of YouTube and IG and stuff like that. And if you've been watching, I appreciate it, man. You know, it was a crazy year, you know, with COVID and all that stuff that was going on. So we'll see what happens with the regular NBA season, even though COVID is still going to be here with a Delta variant and stuff like that. Players might not get vaccinated, whatever it is. But I'm not going to dig deep into that because the season hasn't started yet. But we're going to talk about Russell Westbrook because that's what we're here for. We're here for the Russ news. And it's like, when I heard the news break, it was like probably around 12 o'clock draft day on Thursday. Like, I heard a report that surfaced on Twitter, like a little audio snippet of somebody saying that LA Times is confirming that Russ and LeBron James and Anthony Davis, or vice versa, Russ and Anthony Davis was at LeBron's residency and talking about the future them 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks before the trade actually happened this past Thursday on draft day. Like, that news basically overshadowed, like, these are big days for these players that's coming from college or overseas or out of high school in a sense, or coming from the G League. This is their moment to shine where the whole world's watching. But it kind of got shunned away for a second because of the Russell news, right? And I don't blame it. I mean, that is a mega dropper. If you hear any players, especially Russell Westbrook getting traded, like, he's been on 4 teams in about 4 years. If you look at it, OKC, Houston, the Wizards, and then now LA. So 4 years, 4 different teams. But if you hear those news that happen on draft day, it's a bummer, but it's Russell Westbrook. It's going to be an iconic player, somebody of his stature, his skill set that is not typical. It's very unique. It's not traditional. So that's why we have a player of that stature, right, to come play with a LeBron James and Anthony Davis, right? Everybody's scratching their head like, how is it going to work, in a sense? And the ones who are Laker fans are like, you know, give LeBron his another ring, give him his 6th ring, his 8th ring, his 10th. Like, they're counting down the future like, hey, we're going to win multiple rings. And and I get it. Every summer, Laker fans are delusional because they have a wish list like, hey, we're submitting this to Santa Claus for the NBA, right? Like, oh, we're going to get such and 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 such. If you don't believe me, go to my Twitter, Ball Don't Lie, and look for my tweet that has anything to do with the Lakers. You're gonna see a list of all the pictures in the conversations that've been dying to have these players. And it's like, how great do you want to get? But I don't dive into that. You know, that's more of like trash talking to people on Twitter in a sense, right? But this is not about that right now, right? Let's go back to Russ anyways. So the trade, which includes, and it sucks for KCP to go because that's your best shooter. Like literally, that's your best shooter on your squad. He's gone. Now you have no shooting, but enough about that. So you trade KCP, Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, the 20-something pick, I forgot what number it was, which happens to be traded anyways to a different team. So initially 4 players for Russ, right? And the Wizards basically, in my eyes, won because they saved $91 million off the shelf. $91 million they owe Russ now is being converted and moved over to LA. So Jeannie Buss and company, the Laker organization, yeah, you're going to pay that man $91 million. But I'll tell you one thing about Russell, though. That $91 million, he's going to give you every single penny that's worth from him. Because he comes and he competes. And he competes. That guy does not back down. He played 65 games last year out of the 70-something games. 72, I believe. Yeah, 65 games he played. Russ is durable. I'm not going to go into about what Russ is worth. I'm just saying that your team, when it comes to the salary cap, oh, Lord. Oh, yeah, it's going to be heavy. It's going to be heavy. But anyways, the Wizards won that trade. Bradley Beal's a whole different topic. But let me just say this. Russ is gone. Bradley Beal, if you can't take this team past the 8th spot in a playing tournament, you need to make decisions about your prime time being wasted in the district. Yeah, because you're 20-something years old, peaking almost near 30, and you haven't done anything in the NBA. And your best year to point was last year. Who you lost the scoring title. It came down to the last game that I watched that you had dropped 50 and Steph Curry had to drop something crazy just to be the scoring title leader. And you was giving 40 burgers to whoever. That's the Bradley Beal we've seen, right? But I don't want to keep going about Bradley Beal because, hey, your contract expires 2022 next summer. You're a free agent, right? You're eligible for your contract extension October 1st of this year. So in the next 2 months or so, it's available. We're going to see if you're going to sign that extension or you're going to get the hell out of the district, out of the D.C. area, and then just go join somebody else. But we'll see what happens. But your team is definitely an upgrade compared to what you had with Russ. That's a promise. So if you don't take this team above an A seed with KCP, Montrezl Harrell, Bryant, you have about $20 million or so, $30 million next year in salary cap to sign players. You kind of got some wiggle room. Let me see what you're going to do in a year. If you decide to stay longer than that, let's see what's going to happen. But going back to Russ, the reason why I think LA, in my eyes, saw this as a decision that was made not by the brasses, right? This is not made by Jeannie Buss. This was not made by Rob Pelinka. Like, they were gonna ship these 3 guys, Kuzma, KCP, and Montrezl Harrell, and the draft pick for Buddy Hield. But Sacramento, who was playing like, let me see if I would trade you now. Let me hold back a little bit. They're playing tug of war with the Lakers. Are you kidding me? Like, you have to understand. This was talked about 2 weeks ago. Russ and AD and LeBron was at LeBron's house 2 weeks ago talking about how they can work together and then mapped out a plan if he can get traded to the Lakers. Yet, Rob Pelinka is trying to orchestrate a trade with the Sacramento Kings to get Buddy Hield here for the same players they traded for Russell Westbrook. And the Kings say, you know what? We're going to hold back. Well, let me tell you something right now. Sacramento, Buddy Hield's gone, bro. If you don't trade him, he walking. Because I tell you this, the only three-point shooter last year that was basically competing with Steph Curry all year long was Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield's one of the best shooters in the league. Buddy Hield's one of the best young players in the league as far as he can create space, he can shoot, he can go to the basket. That's what the Lakers need. They need spacers. I'm not gonna knock Russ, because that's a whole different kind of talent you're talking about now. I get if you try to add like a Kyle Lowry, or you try to add like a Chris Paul, or you try to add like a Patty Mills, or Lonzo, or Michael Conley, or Brogdon, the Pacers point guard, or Goran Dragic. Like, there's so many guards out there right now that's on the market that can be out there that Lakers could have got. But no. I'll tell you why. Russ, to me, is the better option than all the guys I mentioned, including Chris Paul. Just hold on one second. Let me speak first before y'all scratch your heads on TV or if you're in your car, listen to this on the audio route. Just hear me out. When Russ plays at a high speed, like he plays at a collisional level. Like for him, he's gonna get in an accident every single time. And damn, he's durable, right? He's durable. Russ, he likes to play up tempo like LeBron. Even though LeBron's at 37 years old, this half-court games is not gonna work for you. Even though they had these guys on the team last year, you had a KCP. Where was he at in the playoffs shooting the ball? Where was these guys at? Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell? You lost your starting lineup, your rotation to Andre Drummond? Really? Marc Gasol played, though. How'd you lose your minutes to him, though? And don't get it twisted. Drummond is a better player than Montrezl Harrell. Don't get that twisted. For y'all always want to sit here and have this narrow tunnel vision that y'all can't see past 2 years, look at Drummond's resume. He's a former All-Star. Like, have respect for him. People say, oh, man, Montrezl Harrell is better than Drummond. And what facet? You let me know. Hit me in the comments below. But going back to that, you have these same guys who didn't really pan out anyways. AD goes down. LeBron goes down. What do? LeBron gets hurt in March. AD gets hurt. They both missed almost damn near a month or so, 2 months. What do these guys do? So up in age, LeBron James, who's obviously in the last couple of years now, since he became a Laker, has been missing chunks of games. You have AD, who's always been injury prone, but Russ is not. Russ only missed time with the meniscus tear, the MCL, that was caused by Pat Bev. Yeah, he had some other games too, but he didn't miss 20, 30 games. He didn't miss 15, 16 games straight. So that's what they saw. That, hey, LeBron can rest. Forget about LeBron getting hurt. LeBron, you take the night off like Kawhi does. Oh, yeah, I can do that now because Schroeder wasn't that guy. Alex Caruso wasn't that guy. Kyle Kuzma and etc. was not that guy. And no hate to Alex Caruso. He played good for you guys as far as the Lakers. And I'm not hating on the other guys too. But what I'm saying is that those guys can't carry that team anyways. But if they was with AD, when they played with AD, they still was losing. I remember when AD came back, they were losing. I'm like, damn, bro, like, before you got hurt, you was losing. And so what I'm trying to say is Russ and AD, they can work together. Russ can run his team with a bunch of trash cans. Because last year, no disrespect to Bradley Beal, but a bunch of the guys in that team were G Leaguers. Like, you can't tell me some of those guys you can't recognize. Yeah, they got a rookie from Israel. Okay. Yeah, Brian got hurt. He tore an ACL. Who else did you get? Don't say Alex Len. I mean, that guy's a journeyman. Yeah, he still carried the team, led the league in assists, averaged a triple-double, and took the team to a playoff when there was the damn last seed in the playoffs. In the Eastern Conference. They were like the last seed in the month of March. And yet they get into the play-in tournament and they become an AC. Come on now. Hear me out. Just hear me out. I know some of y'all are probably like, this guy crazy. Russ, to me, will make this team dramatically better only if Rob Pelinka Rob Pelinka. Yeah, it's up to you, man. Clock is about to start Monday. 2 days, Monday. So you have all day Sunday, and you got Monday to make a decision who you're going to sign. And there's a plethora of guys out there. Trust me. There's a lot of shooters out there that's willing to take the veteran minimum because that's all they can offer. The only thing they can offer right now is vet minimums. And I'll break it down to you. But Rob Pelinka's on you. You have 3 superstars on one team. Now you have a team that can match the other guys. The Brooklyn Nets. If they stay healthy, right? But if they do stay healthy, Brooklyn Nets to me is the best team. They're the best team. So if the Lakers can come out the West, come out with that team they have, whatever players they may have in the next week or so, Russ, AD, LeBron versus KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. You got 6 superstars in the NBA Finals. That hasn't been done in a long time. Last time I seen something like that was the Magics. I'm sorry, not the Magics. The Lakers when they had Magic and company and Bird and company. They had like 10 Hall of Famers combined in the NBA Finals. So for the first time in a long time, yeah, I would like to see that. So we'll see what happens. So the trade is not official. It's not official until August 6th. Once the salary cap is official, once that salary cap is official, then the trade will go through. So as of right now, it is accepted on both sides. Anything can happen, though. Anything can happen. You never know. But August 6th is when the trade will actually kick through. So we'll see what happens. In the next 24 hours, the Lakers will have a busy schedule. They got things to do trying to fix that whole entire roster because they only have 5 guys. Not the restaurant, not 5 guys and fries. 5 guys on the roster for the Lakers. 5 guys. Let me read it for you guys. Let me see. You have LeBron James, obviously. Russ, if they acquire him. Anthony Davis, we know that. Marc Gasol is coming back. And Alfonso McKinney, who was on that team last year but didn't really play as much. He's usually like the last guy on the bench, a G leaguer in a sense. But he played in the NBA for a little bit. He was in the Warriors in the championship runs with Steph Curry and them. Played in Toronto Raptors as well. And he's some other teams as well. So you have those 5 guys. And obviously, they can retain still unrestricted free agent Alex Caruso and Talen Horton-Tucker, THT. They can keep those guys because they have the bird rights to those 2 guys. So it just depends on what they want to pay for them, right? So we'll see. Because if you keep those 2 guys, now you're up to 7. Then you have to fill in nothing but, maybe not nothing, but you would have to add another big who's versatile because I'm telling you right now, Marc Gasol ain't that guy. But the lineup's going to be different. I'm telling you, the lineup's going to be different. It's already been talked about. Spoiler alert. Anthony Davis will be the center. LeBron will be at the power forward. Russ is going to be playing point guard. Talen Horton-Tucker at the shooting guard. And then the small forward, they're going to plug in somebody who can defend and knock down corner shots. So they're going to have to look for that. They're going to have to look for some wingers. They're going to have to look for some shooters. And they're going to have to look for depth in the bigs because if Anthony Davis goes down with injury, Marc Gasol is not your answer. Even though he can play in spurts, but you can't rely on Marc Gasol at his age right now. The guy's moving like a refrigerator. Slow motion. So, yeah, that won't work. Oh, sorry about that, Kyle Murray. I'll replace you. Anyways, going back, this is crazy. So, out of the 3 players, Russ, AD, LeBron, they're owed about $120 million amongst themselves in the salary cap. Out of the $130 million that's already on the books, $130 million already on the books. 120 is just those 3 guys. So that means $10 million is amongst Gasol and Alfonso McKinney. So that's crazy. So you're going to have to figure out how you're going to fit about $6 million or so? Because I think the salary cap projection is $136 million. And LeBron and AD and Russ has $120 million already ate up into that cap. And then you add Gasol and you add McKinney, that's already $130. That means you only have $6 million remaining. Yeah, you can go over the luxury cap with the bird rights of Taylor Horn Tucker, and Alex Caruso. You can do that. You can do that. And then you can get veteran minimums that can push you over the luxury tax as well. So the Lakers will be over the luxury tax. That is a given. There's no way you're going to fill your roster with $6 million. Not in this day, brother. Not in this day. But players to look out for, I wrote a list of a plethora of players, man. Carmelo Anthony's talked about. It's possible you can get him on a vet deal. Obviously, J.J. Redick, didn't have a good turnout in the last 2 years, especially in the Pelicans. They didn't really didn't use him to their perfection in a sense, or utilize his skill. So then they shipped him over to Dallas Mavericks. Dallas got a shooter, and they're like, yeah, this ain't gonna work either, because Luka can't play defense, and we can't have him in the court at the same time as Luka. So yeah, this ain't working. So I hope JJ takes the vet, even though he has his kid and his family's in Brooklyn, so he lets to be closer to the East Coast. But this is the closest you won't probably come to winning a championship if LeBron's calling and say, hey, yeah, come to the squad, man. We need shooters. So JJ, just keep an eye on that. I know they're keeping an eye on you as well. We'll see what happens. Patty Mills is a free agent. We know him. Patty Mills, we know his reputation in San Antonio, what he did for the city of San Antonio, for that Spurs organization. That guy can shoot. He can create. He's a floor general. He's an energy guy off the bench. He's just exquisite in every single fashion. So if he's available too, yeah, I'm taking a look at it as well. You can't sign Lowry. You can't sign Lonzo Ball. You can't sign Brogdon. You can't sign Goran Dragic and whoever else, because those guys want multiple years, $40, $50 million, $60 million plus. So that ain't going to happen. Before Russ got traded, because they owe him $91 million, that ate away the whole situation. Now you have to deal with vet minimums. So you're going to have guys like a JaVale McGee that might come back to the Nuggets. He might. Who knows? Because they just basically gave him an option to come back. It's up to him, but we'll see what happens with JaVale McGee. But, hey, Dwight Howard's a free agent. Get him back if you can. JaVale McGee, yeah. You need athletic bigs that can rim protect besides Anthony Davis, because Anthony Davis, we see when DeAndre Ayton, he got exposed. He got in foul trouble, and then outside of that, you have no rim protection. We've seen what happened with the Phoenix Suns in the NBA Finals against the Milwaukee Bucks. So you're gonna have to need some guys to protect the rim, and protect the wing too, as far as shooting. It's a different age, brother. If everybody's anticipating, including Vegas, because their odds for Brooklyn to get to the NBA Finals is crazy. If Brooklyn Nets stay healthy and they go there, you're going to need some wing defenders for sure. And you will need some rim protection because, James Harden, he like a little savant, what I mean? Like to do his little Euro step, a little flop here and there. Like to sell yourself. This ain't Hollywood, but it's Brooklyn, though. They got Broadway. They love to act over there, too. So we'll see what happens with that situation. But, hey, Lakers, keep an eye on the market because it's moving fast. A lot of hot names will be taken off. Lowry, I don't know if Lowry will come back to the Raptors, but he wanted to come to LA. Now that's off the table. And DeMar DeRozan, whatever you guys think, I don't think DeMar is signing that vet minimum. That's just me. I mean, he can make a lot of money, but at the same time, LeBron James is very convincing, because the last guy he wants to play with is Russell Westbrook. But yeah, he asked him to go get traded here. So LeBron 5 years ago will not be asking for Russ because they both are the same built. LeBron likes to go to the paint. Russ likes to go to the paint. LeBron can't really shoot threes like that. Russ can't shoot threes like that. They both want to be playmakers. They both want to have the ball in their hands. They both are basically great passers. Russ has led the league last year in assists. Russ is the all-time leader in triple-doubles, and LeBron James is fifth of all time. Like, they love to do the same thing. They love to rebound. They love to block shots and yada, yada, yada. So 5 years ago, everybody would say hell no. They would have said hell no. But now, LeBron, he's up there in age. He's like, yeah, man, I'm going to have to defer a little bit. Hey, Brody, come over here, man. Take care of this car, man, while I just take a break in the passenger seat. Oh, yeah, I got you. Yeah, because Brody wouldn't have done that himself either. He don't chase those rings. Yeah, he went to Houston to team up with the homie. But everybody knew they were not championship compatible. Then he goes to the Wizards. They ain't going nowhere. He know that. But now he knows We're going to see. The pressure's on you, Brody. We'll see what happens. But like I said about the free agency, Carmelo Anthony, you got J.J. Redick, Patty Mills, Jeff Green is also talked about, just a few names just to mention. But they definitely need shooters. Last year, the Lakers were 21st in the league in shooting threes from beyond the three-point line. So, yeah, it's terrible. They need shooters for sure. The market for shooters is very open this year compared to last year. So keep your eye on that. The last 4 out of 5 years, Russell's been playing great, averaging a triple-double out of the 4 out of the 5 years. So that's something to just a note right there. This guy is durable, and he plays hard from the beginning to the end. The only person that plays just like him with that kind of energy and that ferocity is the Greek freak himself in Milwaukee, Giannis, who is a champion. So, yeah, heads up for that. And like I said, this was orchestrated. It was planned 2 weeks ago. LA Times just broke that news. I heard about it 12 p.m. draft day Thursday before the trade was actually announced or tweeted by Woj or Sham, whatever like that. So that's crazy to even hear about that. So we'll see what happens with Russ in the coming days and what's going to happen with the Lakers in La La Land and see what team they're going to build around LeBron James and Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook, who is coming back to the LBC, Long Beach native. So we'll see. And stay tuned. For the ones that have been watching, the ones that have been, kicking in with me for the last 25 minutes, I appreciate it. If y'all new at this point, watching this episode, go ahead and subscribe, man. It does help out a lot. I'm on IGTV as well. You can catch me on Twitter at Ball Dnt Lie. That's spelled BALLDNTLIE. I'm on IG. Most of you already know as well. Same spelling, Ball Dnt Lie. Or you can catch me on the audio route. I'm on every streaming platform. So stay tuned. And like I said, let me give you a little snippet about about the whole situation, about the future of the NBA Finals if both sides stay healthy. Lakers have the second shortest odds to win the title next year. Behind who? The big three in the East Coast, the Brooklyn Nets, to win next year as well. So, yeah, the Lakers and Nets are destined to be here next summer. So I hope it works because I want to see a LeBron James and a KD fairly matched. Because the Warriors, even though I'm a Warriors fan, LeBron didn't really have the kind of power that KD had. But now we can actually talk it's even now, right? To a certain degree. So we'll see. But stay tuned. Stay safe. Free agency start, about 24, 28, 29 hours, whatever it may be. So I'm going to break it down. There's a lot of names that are going to be out there. So I'll definitely be back for that for sure, man. So stay tuned. And I appreciate the love, man. For real. No doubt, man. One love.